The world of hip-hop stopped dead in its tracks tonight. Flashing lights, blaring sirens, and the unmistakable image of a legend in chains. Remy, the Bronx rap queen herself, dragged out in handcuffs as cameras rolled and fans screamed. This wasn't a rumor. This wasn't a staged publicity stunt. This was raw, unfiltered reality. It's caught on video and blasted across every timeline in America. And here's the twist no one was ready for. The charges weren't filed by a faceless hater or a nameless rival. They came straight from inside her own circle. Undefeated boxing superstar Claressa Shields, once a trusted ally, stepped forward with accusations so devastating she marched into court and signed her name on the papers that could end Remy's career forever. The footage is brutal. Remy shouting as officers wrestle her into the back of a squad car, her voice cracking as she screams. This is a setup. You don't know the truth. Crowds gasped, phones lit up the night, and within minutes, hashtags like #FreeRemy and #CLARESSA files exploded worldwide. But that's not all. Leaked texts, audio clips. An insider whispers suggest this wasn't just an arrest, it was the detonation of a few years in the making. Threats, betrayal, secret recordings, it's all boiling to the surface. And now the question tearing the internet apart is simple. Did Claressa expose a monster, or did she just betray a legend? The arrest footage may have shocked the world. But the real story started hours earlier, hidden in the shadows of leaked messages and whispered betrayals. What looked like a sudden takedown on the streets of New York was, in truth, the climax of a feud simmering for months. Insiders had been hinting that Remy Ma and Claressa Shields were no longer the tight allies they once portrayed. But no one imagined the rift would explode this violently, this publicly. And with this much collateral damage, the first cracks appeared in private group chats that mysteriously spilled onto the internet. Screenshots showed Claressa begging, "Please stop. Don't put me in the middle of this mess. I just want peace." The reply, allegedly from Remy, cut like glass. "Peace don't make headlines. Remember who gave you the spotlight? Without me, you'd still be fighting in the shadows." Whether real or manufactured, the screenshots spread like wildfire, igniting debates about Remy's control over those around her. Fans began speculating that Claressa was being manipulated, her career tethered to Remy's demands. Then came the audio leak that blew the lid off everything. A grainy, muffled phone call appeared on Reddit, uploaded anonymously. Claressa's voice cracked with frustration. "You said you'd help me. Instead, you're threatening to ruin me. I can't live like this." The alleged response Remy's unmistakable deep tone sent chills. "If you walk away from me, you'll regret it. Don't forget who runs this city." Within minutes, the clip was reposted everywhere. Fans debated authenticity, but the damage was done. The narrative of intimidation was locked in, and then chaos in the club. Hours before the arrest, Remy was spotted storming out of a VIP booth, her phone in hand, her face twisted with rage. Security footage leaked within hours, showing glass shattering as voices shouted in panic. "Get her out of here," someone yelled. Seconds later, NYPD officers rushed into frame. The clip ended abruptly, but the fallout was nuclear. Who was Remy confronting? Was Claressa inside the room? And most importantly, what was on that phone that set her off? Social media erupted into an all-out civil war. On one side, #FreeRemy dominated the trending list, with fans insisting the footage was misleading and Claressa was clout chasing. On the other, #CLARESSA files surged as boxing fans flooded the internet to defend their champion, painting Remy as a manipulative bully. TikTok edits of the arrest went viral overnight, set to dramatic music. Captions screaming, "The Queen has fallen." Twitter threads dissected every second of footage, speculating who was in the blurred background and what words were exchanged before officers intervened, just when the fire seemed uncontrollable. Claressa herself poured gasoline on the flames. She went live on Instagram, visibly shaken but determined. "I didn't want this," she said through tears. "I begged her to stop, I begged her to leave me alone, but she wouldn't. This isn't about clout. This is about survival. Her final words froze the feed. The truth about Remy is darker than y'all think. With that, she ended the live, leaving millions of viewers gasping. Remy's camp struck back almost instantly. A family member posted a cryptic story. "Don't believe the hype. Receipts coming soon." But no receipts came. The silence only fueled speculation. Was Remy scrambling to spin the narrative? Or was she truly caught with no defense? Then the hackers stepped in. A group calling themselves Truth Unchained claimed to have cracked into Remy's confiscated phone after the arrest. Their statement blasted across social platforms. It's chilling. Inside this device are messages that will burn the industry to ash. If Claressa wants war, she has no idea what's coming. Hours later, alleged dimes began leaking. One read, "She thinks she's untouchable. I'll bury her before she buries me." Another, "If she don't fall in line, I'll make her." Blogs exploded. Were these real or expertly faked? Fans couldn't agree. Some swore the phrasing matched Remy's style. Others accused hackers of framing her. But authenticity hardly mattered. The screenshots flooded timelines, cementing the image of Remy as a threat. Celebrities weighed in, each adding gasoline to the blaze. Cardi B tweeted, "This industry's so ugly. Praying for both of them, FR." Nicki Minaj posted a single snake emoji with the words, "Funny how crowns slip." Fans interpreted it as Nicki celebrating her old rival's downfall. Meek Mill added cryptically, "They trying to break us with each other." Every post triggered chaos in the comments. Was Cardi siding with Claressa? Was Nicki throwing shade? The fan wars grew uglier by the second, but the darkest twist came from the courts themselves. Leaked paperwork revealed that Claressa wasn't the only one filing against Remy. Multiple witnesses had stepped forward. Their names redacted, but the implication was clear. Others were lining up to testify. Was this bigger than a one-on-one feud? Had Remy's empire bred enemies waiting for their moment to strike? As fans tried to process, another bomb dropped. Body cam footage from the arrest leaked uncut. The shaky video showed Remy thrashing against officers, screaming, "This is bigger than Claressa. Y'all pawns in a game you don't understand." The words sent the internet into overdrive. Who was she talking about? What game? Reddit threads exploded with theories, some claiming this was about rival rappers, others pointing fingers at powerful industry figures, pulling strings behind the scenes. And then the final dagger of the night landed. An anonymous account released a blurred screenshot of an email allegedly sent from Claressa's lawyer to prosecutors. The subject line, "Additional evidence against Reminisce Mackey." The body was blurred, but the promise was undeniable. More receipts were coming. Evidence too dangerous to ignore. The world held its breath. If the leaks were this devastating already, what else was lurking in the shadows? What additional evidence could possibly be worse than threatening messages? Viral arrest footage and insiders swearing this feud was years in the making. The cliffhanger was merciless. Blogs promised an unedited, longer arrest video would drop the next day. Insiders whispered it contained not just Remy's meltdown, but names shouted into the night. Names that could expose alliances, betrayals, and a conspiracy stretching far beyond one rapper and one boxer by dawn. The entire industry was paralyzed. Fans weren't asking if Remy would bounce back. They were asking if this was the moment her entire empire finally burned to the ground. The whispers about additional evidence weren't whispers for long. By morning, the blogs were already buzzing with promises of the uncut arrest video. The one that supposedly captured Remy's screaming names in the heat of her meltdown. Fans braced themselves. Timelines flooded with speculation. And then, boom. The leak hit the internet like a nuclear blast. The full arrest video, raw and unedited, spread across Twitter, Reddit, and TikTok within minutes. No flashy edits, no cuts, just unfiltered chaos. The footage showed Remy, hair wild, eyes blazing, as officers pinned her against the squad car. And Then came the next Lee-Can alleged recording from inside the police van as Remy was transported to the precinct. Her voice cracked through the static, muttering, "She set me up. Claressa ain't the mastermind. She's just the puppet. The real snakes are higher up." The van echoed with her sobs, the sound raw and broken. When the clip hit the internet, fans went feral. Who were the snakes? Who was pulling Claressa's strings? Blogs ran wild with theories. Some pointed to rival female rappers jealous of Remy's legendary status. Others suggested industry executives were tired of her independence and wanted her silenced. TikTokers pieced together timelines, comparing Remy's beefs, Claressa's career milestones, and shady business dealings that suddenly looked suspicious. Theories ranged from plausible to insane. But one thing was undeniable. The scandal had grown beyond two women. Then came a betrayal no one saw coming. An anonymous account dropped a series of DMIs allegedly from Claressa to a close friend, written weeks before the arrest. In them, she confessed, "I'm scared, but I know this is the only way. They told me if I didn't speak up, I'd go down with her. I have no choice." Fans froze. Who was they? Was Claressa acting alone, or was she pressured into filing charges to protect herself? The leak divided the internet again. Claressa's supporters argued it showed her courage choosing survival over silence. Remy's defenders claimed it proved the whole thing was orchestrated by powerful outsiders using Claressa as a pawn. The hashtags #TeamRemy and #Stand with CLARESSA clashed across every platform. Fan bases attacking each other with memes, threads, and viral edits. Then celebrities jumped back in, pouring fuel on the fire. Cardi B went live, shaking her head, saying, "This ain't looking good. I love both of them, but man, this is messy." Nicki Minaj, never missing a chance to twist the knife, posted a story of herself sipping wine with the caption, "When karma finally shows up." Fans lost their minds, accusing Nicki of celebrating Remy's downfall. Even Ice Cube weighed in, tweeting, "Too much ego, too many secrets. Hope the truth comes out." But the darkest moment came when leaked emails surfaced, allegedly from Claressa's lawyer to prosecutors. One email, blurred but legible enough, referenced a signed affidavit from a secondary witness. Fans went into meltdown. Who was this witness? Another industry figure? A former friend? Rumors flew that it was someone inside Remy's own circle. Someone she trusted who had finally flipped. The betrayal theory grew legs when a clip appeared on Twitter showing Papoose, Remy's husband, leaving a courthouse, stone-faced and silent as reporters screamed questions. "Do you stand by your wife? Did you know about the threats?" His silence said more than words ever could. The clip went viral. Fans debating whether Papoose was silently supporting his wife or distancing himself from the storm. And then, another earthquake. Hackers calling themselves Truth Unchained resurfaced, claiming they had accessed Claressa's phone this time. Their drop was brutal. A recording of a voicemail allegedly from Remy, her tone venomous. "Don't play with me, Claressa. If you think the world's gonna believe you over me, you're crazy. I'll make sure you never box again." The recording spread like wildfire. Hashtags exploding with accusations of career sabotage. Claressa responded in real time with a chilling Instagram caption. "And that's why I had no choice. You've tried to bury me. I refuse to die." The post racked up millions of likes in hours, solidifying her as a survivor in the eyes of her fans. But Remy's defenders refused to fold. They claimed the voicemail was doctored, pointing out inconsistencies in the audio quality. Blogs split into camps, some swearing it was authentic, others insisting it was another smear campaign. The war of receipts had reached a fever pitch. The final betrayal of the night shattered everything. A video leaked blurry, but clear enough allegedly showing Remy in a heated backstage argument at a recent industry event. In it, she points her finger at Claressa, shouting, "You think you can expose me? I got dirt on everybody in this room. Don't test me." The clip ended with security pulling her away, but its impact was explosive. Fans dissected every background face, every shadow, convinced there were hidden celebrities in the frame. Theories erupted. Did Remy really hold secrets that could burn down the entire industry? Was her downfall orchestrated not just to punish her, but to silence her before she revealed too much? The narrative had shifted again. Claressa wasn't just the accuser. She was now painted as the trigger for a war bigger than anyone realized. And then the cliffhanger. No one saw coming. A hacker account teased the next drop with a single, chilling message, "We've found the contract." Attached was a blurred image of a document with Remy's signature and Claressa's name. The caption, "Tomorrow, the deal that started it all will be exposed." The internet froze. Was this proof of a business betrayal? A failed partnership? A hidden pact turned sour? Whatever it was. Fans knew one thing. The contract could either clear Remy's name or destroy her forever by midnight. The world was paralyzed, waiting for the next bombshell to drop. Remy behind bars, Claressa emboldened, celebrities divided, and hackers holding the match over a powder keg that could blow the industry. Sky-high. And as the hashtags spiraled into chaos, one truth remained undeniable. This was no longer just about Remy Ma versus Claressa Shields. This was about power, betrayal, and secrets that could topple everything. The internet didn't even sleep. When the hackers teased the contract, the world braced for detonation. By sunrise, #the contract was trending across every platform. Bloggers, podcasters, even major outlets were on high alert. And then it happened. At exactly 9 a.m., the hackers dropped the file. The document was blurry at first, screenshots stitched together, but the names were undeniable. At the top, Remy Mackey. Below it, Claressa Shields. And the title of the agreement, Management and Publicity Partnership, Confidential. Fans lost their minds. The contract appeared to outline a deal binding Claressa to Remy as a strategic manager of sorts, handling appearances, publicity stunts, and cross-promotions. The most damning clause read, "All media opportunities or conflicts are to be cleared through." Remy Mackey prior to Claressa Shields' public engagement. In other words, if authentic, Remy wasn't just a friend or mentor, she was Claressa's handler. Controlling her career moves behind the scenes. The bombshell shattered the internet. Was this proof that Remy had indeed been pulling Claressa's strings? Silencing her when necessary and weaponizing her when convenient? Or was it, as Remy's supporters claimed, a standard entertainment contract blown out of proportion? Then came the second wave of leaks, the appendices. Attached to the contract were screenshots of emails between Remy's team and event organizers, demanding that Claressa be booked only if Remy's name was attached. One chilling line stood out. "Without Remy Mackey's approval, Shields will not appear." Fans gasped. The receipts seemed to confirm Claressa's earlier accusations. Intimidation, manipulation, control. Claressa wasted no time. She posted the leaked pages to her Instagram story with the caption, "Told you, I was never free." The post went viral instantly, garnering millions of views within minutes. Her fans flooded the comments with support, calling her brave, hailing her as a survivor breaking free from an industry puppeteer. Remy's defenders scrambled. Her cousin fired back on Twitter, "That contract ain't even real. Y'all believe anything? Wait for the real receipts." But the damage was irreversible. Screenshots of the contract spread too quickly, dissected by legal analysts, bloggers, and YouTubers in marathon live streams. Some argued it was forged. Others said it was airtight. But the court of public opinion had already delivered its verdict. Remy was guilty of controlling Claressa. And then came the betrayal that shook fans to the core. A former friend of Remy, once part of her inner circle, went live on TikTok. Tears streamed down her face as she admitted, "I begged her to stop. I begged her to let Claressa breathe. But she wouldn't. She kept saying Claressa was her investment, her property. I couldn't watch it anymore." The confession, but the story wasn't finished. Not even close. By late afternoon, another leak detonated. surveillance footage from inside the police precinct, somehow smuggled out by anonymous insiders. The grainy clip showed Remy in an interrogation room, pacing, slamming her hands on the table. At one point, she leaned forward and hissed, "If I go down, I'm taking everyone with me. Don't test me." The video cut off there, but the damage was nuclear. Fans speculated about who everyone was. Did she mean her crew, industry bosses, or even her family? That night, Claressa returned to Instagram Live, her voice steady, but her eyes red. "For years, I stayed quiet," she said. "I thought loyalty mattered more than freedom. But you can't be loyal to someone who doesn't see you as a human being. This wasn't about friendship. This was about control. And now, the truth is out." She ended the live with one line that sent shivers down spines. "And if I disappear, y'all know why?" Fans erupted. Theories about threats and conspiracies filled Reddit and TikTok. Was Claressa in danger now that she'd spoken out? Were the hackers protecting her or using her for their own gain? The internet spiraled and the chaos refused to stop. But the darkest twist was still to come. Hours later, Truth Unchained returned with one final drop. An alleged recording of a phone call between Remy and an unnamed industry executive. In the muffled clip, Remy's voice could be heard saying, "She's panicking, but don't worry. I'll shut her down before she gets too loud. She owes me everything. If she won't play the game, she won't play at all." The recording spread like wildfire, painted as the final nail in the coffin. Claressa reposted it with 3 words, "And this is why." By the end of the night, the scandal had consumed everything. Remy's reputation was in tatters, her future uncertain, her family fractured. Claressa stood taller than ever, painted as the brave fighter who had broken free. But even as fans crowned Claressa the victor, a chilling question lingered in the air. Who were the shadowy snakes Remy screamed about? Were there bigger forces orchestrating the entire downfall? The cliffhanger was merciless as the world caught its breath. Truth Unchained posted one final message. "The receipts you've seen are only the surface. The real files drop soon. Names you love, names you fear, names you'd never believe. Stay tuned." The internet froze. If the past 48 hours were just the surface, then what was buried underneath? The empire hadn't just cracked, it was crumbling. And with every leak, every video, every betrayal, the rubble threatened to bury everyone inside. And now, the empire lies in ruins. Remy Ma dragged out in cuffs, Claressa's shield standing tall. Contracts exposed, voicemails leaked, names dropped, and hackers promising that what we've seen is only the surface. The whispers are louder than ever bigger stars, darker secrets. And receipts that could torch the entire industry are still waiting in the shadows. This is no longer just a scandal. This is a cultural earthquake. Friendships are shattered, families are fractured, and reputations are dangling by a thread. Every second that ticks by, we're closer to the next drop, the next leak, the next bombshell that could flip the story upside down all over again. And when it hits, you're either the first to know or the last to catch up while the world leaves you behind. So here's what you do right now. Smash that like button until it breaks. Because every click tells us to keep digging, keep pulling receipts, and keep bringing you the forbidden truths they don't want you to hear. Subscribe to this channel and turn on ALL notifications, because the next leak could come in the middle of the night, and you cannot afford to miss it. And jump into the comments. Who do you think Remy was talking about when she said, "The snakes are higher up"? Was this really Claressa's fight tour? Was she just the pawn in a bigger game? Drop your theory now, because the debate is already on fire and your voice matters. This isn't gossip anymore. This is survival. And the next bombshell is coming. Shell is coming.